Welcome back, True Seeker. It's 24 hours later, and YouTube blocked my video on Ohio State's win, just like they did for Notre Dame last night. Again, I want to say congrats to the winners. Before the college football season began, we circled 3 teams that made sense to be in the championship game. They were Notre Dame, Georgia, and Ohio State. And I explained last night why Notre Dame and Georgia made a lot of sense, why they seemed destined to meet in this year's college football playoff as they did. And Ohio State, I covered at the beginning of the year, was the death of Johnny Gaudreau, the hockey star for the Columbus Blue Jackets, where Ohio State's located in Columbus. And a big thing we pointed out is that he played at Boston College, the Jesuit University hockey. That's Johnny Gaudreau. And keep in mind, Ryan Day, who's the current coach of Ohio State, he was an assistant coach at Boston College the last time Ohio State won the championship. But of course, in Gematria, Boston College equates to 144, like Jesuit Order equates to 144. And look how much time was on the clock when the game was 100% put away. 144 on the clock, right? If you watch the game, remember Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau wore number 13. Last week, Ohio State beat Oregon, keeping them on 13 wins for the year. And this week, they keep Texas on 13 wins, winning their 13th game of the season to advance to the championship to face Notre Dame. And again, just the numbers, the rituals. But at the end of the first half of this game, if you go back and watch, you can watch the replay. Watch Ohio State's touchdown at the end of the first half. The cameraman zooms in on the running back of Ohio State, zooms all the way in on his face, and then keeps the close-up shot there for a number of seconds. Then the ball snapped, and he catches the little screen pass and runs in a 75-yard touchdown to give Ohio State their 13th points of the game with 13 seconds on the clock. Again, Johnny Gaudreau. Also tonight, Ohio State's quarterback got his 28th win in a game that he played in. Buckeyes equals 28 in Gematria. They won with 28 points. And again, the last time Ohio State won the college championship was the year that they introduced the college football playoff a decade ago, 2014. They beat Oregon in that championship. They advanced over Oregon last week. This year's the first college football playoff with 12 teams a decade later. Also noteworthy, Ohio State University was opened on September 17th. From that day to the championship is 125 days later. John Gaudreau in Gematria equates to 125. Buckeyes the big way also equals 125. If you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers of the English language, the alphabetic order, the reverse alphabetic order, in both orders with numerology. So Buckeyes has the connection to 28 and 125. The quarterback, Will Howard, his name is also 125. So these were all things we went over today on Patreon. If you're on the Patreon, I said I was sticking with my initial thought from the beginning of the year. Ohio State, yes, it was a close call. There was a narrative for Texas. There absolutely was. But Ohio State's looked a little bit better. The Johnny Gaudreau stuff, what we were on all year, the 13 pattern, the 125 days after the school's opening anniversary to the championship. Same type of stuff we look at year after year. But it is amazing to just watch the numbers play out. I mean, we talked about 144 and 13 in a big way. And again, 13 seconds for the 13th points to take the lead before the half. Game put away with 1:44 left on the clock. And again, man, is it sorcery? It is amazing the way they pull it off. Again, for all the people who are new here, Kabbalah, look into it. There's a practice of coding numbers into words within Kabbalah called Gematria. And again, if you look into Kabbalah, there's a good half and there's the evil half, and the evil has to do with sorcery. And again, you watch these sports games, you watch the death rituals, you watch the numbers unfold. It really is mind-blowing. And we're sitting here documenting it year after year now for over a decade, calling future after future. And this is just another nice one to, pat onto the record. So again, congrats to the winners. Thank you to everyone who supports the Patreon. Shout out to Big Dave, who had a nice parlay tonight. Had the Kings upset and the Pelicans upset. And again, you guys, we don't teach people to be degenerates. We teach people to not waste their money on stupid stuff like $5 Starbucks coffee. Make your coffee at home for 5 cents instead. Save the $5 and put it on a parlay and try to turn it into $50, $100 a night, which you can do pretty consistently with this knowledge, taking advantage of the rigged game. All right, Truth Seeker, we'll leave it there for now. Shame on YouTube for blocking my videos. I even recorded the last video mostly in the commercial break, and they still took it down for copyright. I mean, come on, man. I can't show commercials? Anyway, congrats to the winners, and until next time.